I'd like to invite speakers Liam Millward, co-founder and CEO of Instant, and Rita Zahir, VP Marketing Ecommerce from Unique Vintage.
Hello, everyone. Incredibly excited for this morning's session. This is going to be an energetic one. To kick it off, one of our customers, we're going to give away some of their luggage. So if you scan this QR code, you will win right at the end of this session this morning. You'll get an email in your inbox if you win. So give it a scan. My name is Liam Millward. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO of Instant. I started Instant a couple of years ago when I was 17, actually. And I'm Australian, started the company in Australia, now living in New York. We're a team of about 100 people. We've raised about $30 million of venture capital. And we are working with some pretty incredible brands like David Protein, Third Love, Saltaire, etc. Neuro, many of whom are here today. What I want to chat about, and Rita's going to come up in just a second, but I thought it would be awkward if she's sitting here and I just monologue for 2 seconds on what we do. Today, basically the problem we're trying to solve is that every single shopper receives the exact same email when they abandon your website. And in today's world of AI, I think that AI is everywhere, right? AI. And a lot of brands are still seeing AI as a complete hypothetical. It's coming in the future. We're using ChatGPT, but it truly is here to transform how your business runs. But more importantly, how you can just simply convert more shoppers who are already landing on your website today. With AI, shoppers are now able to receive a unique email every time they abandon your website. And in comparison, what this looks like is today, every shopper, as you know, receives the same static email from your website every single time. Hey, Liam, saw you abandon your cart, come back to purchase. It doesn't take into account things like the items that the shopper viewed on your website, how many times they've purchased on your website previously. The copy is exactly the same. It's static, it's boring, and it doesn't convert your shoppers as well as it should. And a big part of this is it's just simply not possible for a marketing manager to sit down and send 30,000 unique emails a day, right? So it's been the only option. What we're seeing is that personalization is the hot topic, and it's very hard sometimes to put a number behind personalization. But we're seeing personalized emails converting 36% higher than generic emails today. And what personalization means is what I'm going to run through now, which is I hope that so many talks are like a monologue of someone's story. I want you to walk away with some ideas on what you can actually do in your business today to increase revenue. From shoppers who are already landing on your website. You're already spending so much cash in getting these people to your website in the first place, so you may as well convert more of them. Today, it is totally possible, and this is something that David Protein is doing, for example. It is totally possible to craft a unique subject line to every shopper. Today, every shopper receives the same subject line, and a lot of people will say personalization is the first name. First name is no longer a personalization, and it's honestly the bare basic, right? It is now possible to send a unique subject line to every shopper based on what they viewed on your website. So for example, no two shoppers should receive the same subject line twice, which is obviously increasing conversion. And the way we decide what subject line to present is based on things like how loyal this shopper is, what are their purchasing behaviors across the internet, what has triggered an open rate in the past, or a click in the past. And ultimately what we're trying to do is increase opens, right? Another really margin saver when it comes to email retention marketing and AI today is that you should be using smart coupons in all of your emails. Again, it's never been possible before to send a completely unique coupon to every shopper when they abandon your site. So today, everyone gets 20% off, everyone gets 10% off, everyone gets 5% off, free shipping, whatever you decide. Now it is completely possible to use something called smart coupons, which as a brand, you can set the minimum order value and the maximum discount And we will determine, based on this shopper's previous purchasing behavior right across the internet, what is the minimum percentage to convert this shopper. And you can just imagine how this would save, not only convert more shoppers, but saves a lot of margin as well. The other really important thing that we've been experimenting with, particularly in the world of AI, is analyzing the data of shoppers is the most important asset you have as a brand. Everyone's spoken about data for so long, but now you can actually bring it alive with almost zero human effort. And today, you can send, rather than just triggering an email, everyone gets the email 2 hours after they abandon, everyone gets the same thing. You can now trigger an email or an SMS to a shopper when they are most likely to convert. And you'll actually notice, if you had the ability to look at this data, that most people have a pretty similar purchasing behavior. If someone purchases at 10 p.m. at night, they generally always seem to purchase at 10 p.m. at night. So you should trigger an email or an SMS to them at that moment, rather than just a random 2 hours or 1 hour after they abandon their cart. And that is totally possible now as well, and continuously improves. Today, you can also, not only the subject line, the sending, and the coupon codes are completely personalized to every shopper. In fact, the body of the entire email, no two shoppers should receive the same email twice. And so even down to the copy of these emails, and this is something we're working with NeuroGum on, for example, is the copy of these emails are personalized to every single shopper. So you can start to see what personalization truly means today, is no longer just the first name. Again, it is taking into account exactly the item that they viewed, the sale that's going on their website. It brings in the creative. It's showing them the exact item that they were looking at purchasing, and it's almost as a reminder or convincing them to go back and complete this exact purchase. And you can even see, again, like the subject line, the preview, like everything is personalized. If you landed on Neuro today, you probably wouldn't get this email. You'd get something personalized to you. And these are some other examples. You know, you got David, completely unique emails to every shopper, unique vintage, Naturium, which is part of Elf Beauty, etc. They're all using it today. A big thing that is in the world of AI is, I guess, control. And a lot of brands in the room and a lot of brands we speak with are always concerned about creative being on brand, tone of voice, things like that. And I think that this is like a false fear in many ways, but it's completely credible. The reason why I say it's false is because AI gives you as little or as much control as you want. And there's so many brands where you need to prompt the tone of voice, the colors, etc. But once you have it in a really good spot, everything just becomes so much easier and converts way higher. So I think today the other thing that we're really excited about working on is something called Instant Labs. And this is actually the true benefit of AI, in my opinion, is the consistent testing when it comes to just improving click-through, conversion, etc. Ordinarily, it's only been possible to run a single A/B test at a time, and then it's up to a human to determine if it actually worked, what the next step is, etc. Now you can be running just hundreds of experiments autonomously, and so now you're improving conversion rate by figuring out what emoji actually converts the best in the subject line. Is it the customer's first name offering a 3-word subject line and a discount code in the subject line the best for your brand? And these are things that are just consistently running 24/7, basically while you sleep. So as a marketing team, your metrics are going up basically with zero effort. And you can just see the performance. So that's kind of a bit about like what you can actually do today on your store. I think that subject line personalization, smart coupon codes, personalized copy, send time optimization is really important, and then just consistent testing when it comes to your retention marketing. Retention marketing should be 30% of your business. If it's not, you're definitely behind. And AI is a key way to make that possible today. And there's so many incredible brands using it behind the scenes with us. But I'd love to invite Rita up on stage to share a little more about how Unique Vintage is using instant AI today. Thanks for coming on, Rita. You've been a long-time user of Instant, even before we were doing AI with identity resolution and then moving into personalized retention today. I mean, what's kind of your high-level thoughts? How are you thinking about it? I think that initially, we started incredibly slow. Like, you were a bit cautious. Like, you were looking at it very closely. And then it's like a Pac-Man. We've just eaten more and more of your attention marketing stack. But maybe give everyone kind of a bit of an overview on how you're thinking about it.
Yeah, so I've been doing like the ID resolution piece and things for like 10 years now and working with a lot of different vendors. Everyone who knows me knows I'm very pessimistic in the beginning. And so I'm hearing all these great things and I'm like, listen, there's a few things that I just have to have when starting with a new partner. One of them is I'm always on these super lean teams and your team has to do all the work. Okay. And the other thing is you have to make it really low risk for me to test it and see right away whether it works or not, because we're doing a million different things and I don't have time for that. It needs to be significantly better than what I'm doing. And I had already tested at UV a couple ID resolution tools, so I knew there was potential there, but I didn't know if this, could be really significantly better, and we did see immediately that it was. And the other thing was that it needed to be continuously learning and getting better, because the system is constantly evolving, e-commerce is constantly evolving, and I didn't have time or resources to be putting effort into it unless the AI is like actually improving it, as opposed to just being an acronym. And then the last piece for me was the ability for it to become more efficient over time. Usually, I mean, across paid, it's accepted that the more you grow, the better it does, the more you're gonna spend. Okay, fine. And even SMS is obviously like that. Email is like that to a big extent as well. But this, we said we wanna max out at what the lowest price is that we were paying the other vendors, and then we want to build and continuously see that ROAS expand. So Instant was able to kind of hit all of those things. So my pessimism slowly died, and I got to see it in real time. I think the other piece for me is, again, the whole organization doubts. We've heard so much from vendors, like, this is going to do this and this and that. But when we put it into our ESP and we could see the difference between the campaigns that Klaviyo could identify the user and the campaigns that Instant identified, there was true incrementality there. It was provable, it was easily, seen, and that was really important to us. And then we're like, well, what else can we do?
I think a lot of people would be interested in internally, there's still lots of fear when it comes to AI. And I guess AI is such a huge buzzword now, but there's so much pressure both ways, from the bottom and top of the business, to figure out how to use it. How have you gone about getting started, getting going, getting the team to really adopt it? And what do you look for most in kind of AI tools today?
So the things that I mentioned earlier are the same things. We're super lean teams. I've worked with a lot of hypergrowth startups, and that's the main thing they always say. Resources are low. We want to test quickly and move on quickly if it's not working, or if it is working, grow it quickly. So those things that I mentioned were the top things that we look at when we look at AI. And so moving into the Instant AI platform was a little scary for us, because that was one thing I hadn't done before. But again, we saw instant incrementality.
How long did it take to go live? Like a week maybe, right?
Yeah, Yeah, and I did none of that work because I don't do that. So the other thing I actually didn't mention because it didn't fit on my one hand is that I also look at the team. I've worked with a lot of vendors. It's been 20 years, right? And so those vendors over time change, and the people who work there change. And when the people that work there are smart and hands-on and like connected, you see those types of partners really grow. And so that's what I was looking for in this sector, because everyone else I'd worked with didn't have that. So super hands-on, the Instant team, so much so that when it went live and I started seeing some of the AI emails, I was like, wait, oh, it's doing this. Like, what is that subject line? I didn't write it. That's perfect. That got my attention. It is genuinely better. It is significantly better. Even the recommendation.
What types of results have you seen?
Well, the incrementality piece is super easy to see inside the platform. Even now that we moved to Instant, we can see we were kind of recognizing 10 to 15% of people who had come to the site and abandoned or whatever it was. And with Instant, we're still seeing like 34, 35% recognition, and I feel like it's growing over time. So again, that growth. But we're also seeing this change in a channel that's always been great, right? Everyone knows that highly engaged abandon or a customer that was waiting for a price drop, that customer is highly engaged and is going to convert well. But we're seeing improvements in that conversion rate because, for example, the recommendation engine has more data about the customer because they actually recognize who the customer is. In Klaviyo, they can tie your email to a purchase, but maybe they don't know that you were browsing swimsuits and you are primed and ready for that. So they're not going to send that to you in the recommendation engine. So even those feeds were outperforming. So we were just seeing like, we can just leave this thing over here and it will grow, and that's rare in e-commerce right now.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing that's so top of mind for so many brands is obviously the cost to get these customers to your website in the first place is skyrocketing. Retention has been a focus for years, but everyone's kind of lost in how to improve it further. Work with another agency, or do we, put another person on this, and it's just been kind of impossible to grow the base of retention revenue as rapidly as you can today. I think the other thing that's so top of mind today is just not just working with a new piece of tech, but actually seeing incremental revenue value and being able to go live so quickly to test it. I think it's, we're really excited to work with Unique Vintage and so many other brands. And thanks everyone for listening today. And I think the biggest thing is AI is just no longer a hypothetical. I think that there's just so much opportunity to bring it into your business. So if it's Instant or another vendor, I think you should really look into retention, because it's one of the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to bringing AI into your business today. So thanks everyone.